Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash Season 5. And this is going to be my trailer breakdown for episode 13, lucky number 13 for this season, otherwise entitled Gold-Faced. But of course, before we get into anything else, let's actually watch the trailer.
Stolen tech? I think I know where to look.
We can use it to stop Cicada.
Gentlemen, welcome to the market.
Let's make a deal.
We're making a deal with the devil.
Tonight you're working for Goldface.
So yeah, it's an okay trailer. It's like going to be a typical filler episode, I think we can tell. But from last episode, we had the big Flash Museum Memories of Nora episode, which was pretty good. I think some people were either really disappointed or they really liked it. I was sort of in the middle ground. I just, I liked it. It was cool to see some stuff there. But obviously one of the big things in the episode was it seemed that like Grace was almost... Cicada's niece was almost like in control, or at least has like a major effect on what's going on with Cicada, and it seems that she in the future might be that Cicada that comes back around, or just after Barry disappears in 2024. They might dive deeper into that, or maybe we're just led to assume that's what's going on. Have to wait and see in the next, well, maybe not the next couple of episodes, but the coming episodes later on this season. And then towards the end of the episode, we actually saw Nora looking like she was about to expose herself. And we're like, oh god, she's actually going to admit that she's working with Reverse Flash. But then Sherlock comes in at the last minute because I think he could tell that she was actually going to reveal the truth. Like she was actually going to come clean. But Sherlock, didn't want that to happen. So he cuts in and saves her at the last minute. But basically, Sherlock now knows that Reverse Flash is who Nora is working with in the future. But of course, before we get into the actual breakdown of the trailer, we will quickly go over the synopsis, as it actually does give us a bit more information than what's actually supplied in the trailer. But before that, let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this trailer and what you think of this episode, and I guess what you're looking forward to the most, and just your various opinions on what we go over. And of course, if you're going to enjoy the video and you just want to show your support, be sure to drop a like on the video to do that. Barry and Ralph must go undercover as criminals in an illegal black market to purchase a device that could help them stop Cicada. Once inside, Barry and Ralph find their morality tested as they slip deeper into the criminal world, eventually having to choose between committing a crime or losing the means to defeat one of their biggest foes, or greatest foes might I say. Meanwhile, Iris investigates a lead on Cicada's whereabouts and ends up in a dangerous situation. So we will first go over the content that's actually in the trailer, but there is actually a lot happening in this episode that actually isn't even put in the trailer, which I was sort of surprised by, so we will also go over some other promo material afterwards as well. But we start the trailer off by seeing Ralph and Barry, the dynamic duo, getting ready to go undercover as criminals in order to, as the synopsis does say, purchase a device to possibly help them stop Cicada from the black market. We do hear Ralph say that he knows exactly where to look, whether he knows this from his time on the CCPD as a detective, or his shadier times when he got kicked off the force, is a big question, I guess. We might find out that in this episode. But when we see them go into this undercover, shady, illegal operation, we do see them with these light up bracelets of sorts, which could be meta dampeners. If this is the black market, I'm sure they have that sort of device, but I am unsure what they 100% are. I don't think they are anything from Star Labs because they're a bit too flashy that they might catch a lot of people's attention if they're wearing them from Star Labs. So they are most likely something that this black market setup puts on maybe potential customers, or maybe people that they feel are possibly metahumans, just to keep control possibly. If I'm wrong and they are something we've seen before, let me know, because as I said, I'm not 100% sure, but I just find it weird that Barry and Ralph would wear something that stands out so much to this undercover operation. But in regards to this whole black market setup, it is run by Goldface. No, not Goldmember, Goldface, which explains the title for the episode, that being Gold-Faced. Now, Goldface, no, not the one from The Office, is a villain from the comics, originally being a Green Lantern villain. Essentially, his powers are that he is invulnerable and has increased strength and various things like that. He also makes a suit of gold armor, which, well, you get the connection. In this episode, it seems the closest connection to that armor will be that hell wicked, sick, mad lad gold chain around his neck. But it does look like that chain around his neck is also used as a weapon as well. We do get a really quick shot in the trailer with it looking like he's swinging it around, I'm pretty sure. But it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if he has the exact same powers from the comics, like invulnerability and increased strength and stuff like that. As you know, it would have probably helped him get to this position here in the black market. Like, hey, you can shoot me, it's going to do nothing though, so try your best, I'm still going to take all your crap. You never know, maybe he took over Amunet Black's territory as well, saying that she, you know, has bailed from Central City and she's sort of involved in the same stuff. So we might get another reference to her following the few references we got to her in, I think it was episode 11. Now, in regards to Goldface, he actually has a pretty special connection to this episode, as the actor who plays him, that being Damian Portier, was actually Thanos in the first Avengers movie in that post-credits scene we got. So Thanos in the MCU has changed actors to Josh Brolin, obviously, but Damian was Thanos in the first Avengers movie back in 2012, so I thought that would be a cool little Easter egg and info drop for those that didn't know. So in this episode, when you're watching Barry and Ralph working for Goldface, just imagine they are working for Thanos. Just pretend this is like a mini DC Marvel crossover event. Now we do see Barry and Ralph gunning up and getting weapons of their own for this raid or heist or whatever is going down with them in this episode. Obviously, we were talking about those bracelets before. It would be interesting if they were just dampeners, which it wouldn't surprise any of us, I'm sure. If that's the case, then it would like raise the stakes for what our heroes, well, our two heroes will be going through in this episode. Like, you're running around with guns, but if you get shot, you might be screwed. So it's an extreme game of laser tag. The other main character for this season that we see in the trailer for this episode outside of our dynamic duo of Barry and Ralph is actually Cicada. And it's a quick shot of him like retrieving his dagger and then pulling that weird face that he always pulls that people get really triggered by. But that's all in regards to that, which causes us to actually go to some promo images to cover this part of the episode and just get more, you know, footage and context and everything like that. So as the synopsis does say, Iris will be investigating a lead on Cicada's whereabouts, which ends up with her getting into a dangerous situation. And what we are seeing in these promo images in regards to this portion of the episode is that dangerous situation, I'm pretty sure, which involves Iris actually being inside of Cicada's house. Not the best place to be, in my opinion. Now, for most of the episode, I'm guessing we would just be seeing Iris follow the breadcrumbs, and, you know, different footsteps and stuff that lead to the big loaf of bread known as Cicada's house, which will probably take her to the hospital to see Grace, then maybe to like Cicada's old workplace, stuff like that. Well, at least that seems like the simple path that will be followed in this episode by Iris. It just seems that would be how she ends up at the house. Now, this altercation between Iris and Cicada is actually the thing I'm looking forward to the most, as I don't really know what will be spoken about and is actually relevant to this season's plot, and I'm just interested in everything like that. You would think that Cicada would be like super shocked to see anyone other than that doctor lady show up to his door, and as soon as he finds out that she is a reporter or something along those lines, you wouldn't think he would be too welcoming to Iris inside of his home, depending on what the situation is in regards to what she's, you know, investigating. You can actually see in one of the promo images that Iris is like writing down notes in like a little notebook thing while talking to Cicada. So maybe she is pretending to interview him about the satellite incident, maybe, and victims of that, people that were put in hospital on the night of that incident. Maybe that's what she's that's her like a cover story. I actually think that would be a good way to get into talking to him about stuff. Now, as I was saying before, there is that one shot of Cicada in the trailer with him getting all like Hulk face and retrieving his dagger, which makes me think that either Iris says something pretty edgy, or possibly Nora or another hero is here to watch over Iris, because it would be pretty silly for Iris to come here solo. So I'm guessing that maybe Nora and Sherlock will be stationed in that classic Star Labs van somewhere around Cicada's place, just to keep an eye on things and, you know, provide backup just in case things go a bit crazy. Because if you look at the synopsis for the episode, Sherlock, Nora, Caitlin, and Cisco aren't mentioned at all, so you would think Caitlin and Cisco will be back at Star Labs working on the cure, and Nora and Sherlock will be assisting Iris possibly. But that's just all speculation, but I really can't see Iris just like rocking up to Cicada's house solo and being like, yo dog, what's up? Chuck the burgers on the grill, because I brought the buns. I like highly doubt we are going to get that type of scenario play out, so I think having some backup is the safe solution. Now, as I was saying before, at the end of last episode, like the whole Nora being exposed thing, or, you know, her almost exposing herself, a lot of people are just like, I just want her to be exposed already. Like, you want things to like, you know, step up a gear, and for just the things to play out and for Team Flash to know what's going on. I can understand that, but it's important to remember that that was only episode 12. There's still 10 episodes to go for this season. And I think if that's too big of a gap, for basically Team Flash to be like, Nora, you betrayed us. I think they might have to wait. Like episode 15 or 16 and sometimes like 17 are usually big episodes where something big will happen. So I would expect maybe Nora's secret in regards to her relationship to Reverse Flash to either be revealed to Team Flash in one of those episodes, or Sherlock has like definitive like physical evidence that proves and he finds out in that episode, or like he straight up just tells Nora that he knows that she's working with Reverse Flash in one of those episodes. That's just like one of those typical Flash episodes and just like typical DC TV episodes for a big thing to be revealed somewhere between like 15 and 17. So that's when I would expect that information to be revealed. Obviously Barry is suspicious, or like a bit suspicious following last episode, so he might be keeping like a bit of a glance on Nora just to see what she's doing, and maybe, you know, keeping track of her, and then he might find out that she's going into the time vault by herself. That would probably be something that actually is, you know, revealed as well, and something that actually would happen. But it's all, you know, for us to wait and see, because I think Cicada is going to be the villain for the whole season. I know a lot of people want Reverse Flash to come in, but we know Cicada is still around in episode 16 or 17, which they're filming right now. And that's like, I would rather than just keep him in there, even if people think they're dragging him out. I'd rather just keep him in the show until the end of the season and just set up Reverse Flash for something else. I think that's the best way to go about it, rather than shove Reverse Flash in for like the last 4 or 5 episodes. You know what I mean? That'd be pretty lame. I'd rather just save until next season. But yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see how all this Reverse Flash Nora stuff, rolls out in the next handful of episodes, and I personally can't wait. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like in the video to show support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions on what we went over in this video. Are you looking forward to this episode? Are you not looking forward to this episode? Just let me know what you think of everything we went over. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.